Hey guys, it's Sherling. In this video, I'm just going to show you guys the most important settings you need to have when playing PvP in Lost Ark. There's a lot of different settings that you can change based on your own preferences and your own key bindings and how you've played other games. In this video, I'm going to go over the most universal settings that will really improve how well you play PvP, how well you aim, and how well the game's going to feel in a PvP environment. By making these changes to your settings, you'll very likely feel a noticeable increase in the amount of games you win and how fluid and consistent you are in PvP. So the first and most important setting that you need to change is your aspect ratio. This is what the game looks like by default. So go and hit escape, go into your settings, and then you'll see force 21:9 aspect ratio. Please enable this. This is the most important setting in the entire game. Without it, you will not be seeing your full screen. So we'll hit apply, and just like that, we can see much further than we would by the default camera. This wider field of vision lets you attack enemies from off screen if they're using the default camera. It lets you see from further away, so you can catch people off guard. The 21:9 aspect ratio also increases your field of vision, so you'll be able to catch people off guard, see them from across the screen, and have more time to react to their attacks. And if they aren't using 21:9, they'll have less time to react to your attacks in your engages. Alright, and the second setting I want to go over is cursor aim off. So hit escape, go to your settings. Under the gameplay tab, you'll see controls and display. Go here, scroll all the way down until you see combat settings. Make sure that this is turned off. Think of this as aim assist with a controller. The next setting I want you guys to be aware of is to be able to see your MS. So if you look in the bottom left of my screen, you'll see 47 MS right now. So this is basically your ping. To always show this, under the UI tab, in gameplay, controls and display, UI, you'll see show network latency. Make sure this is set to always show, and you'll always see your MS in the bottom. And look at that, my ping just dropped to 32. The next setting I want you guys to be aware of is skill screen shake disable. And that is under combat settings. So when you use a skill, your screen will have a very slight shake, and this can really disorient you in PvP. And it can cause you to miss skills when you're doing really fast combos, or if you're using an engaged skill like shoulder charge, the screen shake can really mess up your aim. So by disabling this, you'll notice a slight increase in your aim, and the game will look a lot more stable. If you're having problems with frame rate, this can also help to stabilize your game a bit more. The next setting that I want you guys to be aware of is combat outline. Under show combat pets, once again, we're still in the gameplay, controls, and display tab. This is the only tab we need to focus on. So what combat outline does is when you're fighting, you're going to see an aura around your character. So if I walk over here, you'll see this blue purplish aura around me. In a 1v1, the setting doesn't need to be turned on, but in a 3v3 setting like in Team Deathmatch, having this enabled can really help you keep track of your character in the middle of a bunch of sorcerer particle effects, a bunch of deathblade spam, and a lot of really heavy particle attacks from both teams. When those are going everywhere, this really helps you keep track of where you are. Another setting that I want you guys to be aware of is combat skill ID. What this does is it tells you whether or not a skill is cast from your own ally or the enemy team's. So if you have something like a sorceress or a deathblade that's leaving things on the map, just sitting in the arena for a while, if you want to know if it's safe to walk through that, this will tell you. The more experience you have playing PvP, the less this will feel necessary, and you'll start to get a feel for which attacks are from your team, which ones aren't. But if you're new to PvP, combat skill ID can really help you get used to when to go in and when to play around your own team. And finally, the last setting I want you guys to know about is auto move. So right here under combat settings, you'll see this drop down for auto move. There's two options. direction the cursor faces, not direction the character faces, and toward the cursor. So you want this to be set to toward the cursor, and what this does, it enables you to do combos like this. You can easily turn around and while spamming as many left clicks as you want. So in an actual situation, you can do things like you can combo like that, and you can turn around and a lot more fluidly. By default, this setting will be direction the character faces. So what this will do is when you're attacking, it'll make it a lot harder to turn around, especially when you're spamming in your skills. So if you're just spamming your attack animations, you won't be as fluid with if you're turning around, and it'll feel more like there's a delay for turning around. It won't be as smooth. Alright, and that pretty much wraps up what I consider to be the most important settings you need to have when playing PvP in Lost Ark. If there's other settings you guys use in PvP that you think are important and that people should know about, please let me know in the comments. I would love to know what settings you think is important for competing in Lost Ark at a high level. My next video will be a very detailed explanation of berserker 1v1 matchups. If that's something you want to see, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.